Today's readings, Leviticus 16, Psalm 19, Proverbs 30, 1 Timothy chapter 1. We're going to start, maybe finish, but start for sure in Psalm 19. It's one of my favorite Psalms, along with Psalm 1 and Psalm 119, and we'll see why here in a second. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the sky above proclaims his handiwork. Day to day pours out speech, night to night reveals knowledge. There is no speech, nor there are words whose voice is not heard. Their voice goes out through all the earth, their words to the end of the world. In them he has set a tent for the sun, which comes out like a bridegroom leaving his chamber, like a strong man runs its course with joy. Verse 7, the law of the Lord is perfect, reviving the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. The precepts of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The rules of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than gold, even much fine gold, sweeter also than honey, and dripping of the honeycomb. Moreover, by them is your servant warned. In keeping them there is great reward. Who can discern his errors? Declare me innocent from hidden faults. Keep back your servant also from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over me. Then I shall be blameless and innocent of great transgression. Let the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart, be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. Well, the heavens declare the glory of God. It's so evident, it's so true. And you just have to go out at night and look around and see the stars. The more and more they can see with the Hubble telescope out there looking far deep into space, the more amazing it is. And what all of that tells us, the wonder and the grandeur and the beauty of it all, is that there's a creator, there's a God who did all of this and made all of this. And no one is without excuse. And then it rolls right into the Word of God, and it's perfect, reviving the soul, and the testimony of the Lord, and the precepts of the Lord, and the command. And you're like, wow, that's a lot. It's a lot to take in. But they're more to be desired than gold, is what he says. The ways of God, his ways, are right and true. They're good, and they're good for you, and they're good for me. And so we should desire them more than anything else, to follow after him. And then 13 is an interesting one. Keep me from presumptuous sins, things that are coming up. Let them not have dominion over me. Like he's wanting to have a clean slate before the Lord. Let the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. These aren't things that we can just do on our own, trying to make it all go away, make it better. But to have that as a framework for your life. God, that I'm going to live according to your law, according to your precepts, according to your commandments. I'm going to have the fear of the Lord in my life. Your rules, I'm going to consider them true and righteous altogether. There's great benefit to a life like that. There's great blessing in a life like that. Well, as you consider that, just briefly, I want to just start 1 Timothy chapter 1. Paul writes to Timothy, a young pastor, and he's going to give him instructions about how he should go about things. And what I think is pertinent here in chapter 1 is evident really quickly. He gets right into it. Verse 3. As I urged you when I was going to Macedonia, remain at Ephesus so that you may charge certain persons not to teach any different doctrine. Stay there and keep the faith, right? Keep on guard. Keep what's right and what's true, not to devote themselves to myths and endless genealogies, but promote speculations rather than the stewardship from God that is by faith. The aim of our charge is love that issues from a pure heart and a good conscience and a sincere faith. Certain persons, swerving from these, have wandered into vain discussions. And he goes on from there. And there's a lot more, as you'll find when you read that section. Stick with the doctrine that's right and what's true. We don't have to go chasing after other things. God's given all that we need for life and godliness. It's found within His Word. Stick with that. There will come a time, and he's going to talk about it in Timothy, where people will be longing for things that will make them feel good, itching ears, and may it never be so in our place of worship, in our community, in our fellowship, in our conversations. May we hold fast to the truth of the Word of God. May the precepts of the Lord be perfect and right and true, and we would love them, and we would love Him. Because all that understanding, all that knowledge, if it doesn't result in us loving Jesus, it's just puffed up. And love is not like that, because Jesus is not like that. And so we want to take all of that and hold the line to what's true with great grace and with love for others, but still hold the line. Until next time, keep growing little by little.